family, join me in congratulating Jim for being July's Member of the Month. Jim, congrats.
Thank you.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you want the people to know?
Started CrossFit probably about a year and a half ago. Always wanted to do CrossFit, just never came in. This place is about 5 minutes from my house. I saw it for a number of years. So during COVID, I figured this was a good time to jump in. Before CrossFit, I ran on my own, went to the Y, and just whatever knowledge I had, I did my workout. Don't know if I did it right or wrong, but what's nice about this place is it's structured. I just lean on you for the instructions and the guidance and the knowledge, and the support, from everybody. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah, you just get here and then we'll kind of take care of the rest, right?
Exactly. I just read the screen and just go from there.
Cool. We're going to do that. So I know you said you ran a little bit, and you actually, I didn't know this, but that you have the record from your high school for the 110 high hurdle.
High hurdles, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so still have it. I check it every now and then.
Just to make sure you're still there.
Just to make sure. So ran track middle school, high school, college. And after college, can't do really hurdles anymore.
Yeah.
So just running when I can. But again, during COVID, this was a good motivation to come in here.
Yeah. Do you still practice like your hurdles, like you're running on the road and you just go?
Haven't in a while.
We should set up the boxes or whatever and have you do a little demo.
Maybe. Might fall.
Get you to come in here, teach a clinic on hurdles or something like that. That's cool, man. I had no idea that you had that. And then maybe other things, like what do you do for work? What's your age? Usual class time?
Yeah, so work at Cisco Systems in the Triangle, customer support manager. I have about 10 people that report to me. Outside of work, church, involved with a church, Holland's Methodist Church. Kids are in the youth program. We've go probably 2 or 3 youth group trips a year, and then we do a mission trip up in Appalachia Mountains. So that's really enjoyable. So wife, 2 kids. Mary is in 11th grade, and Ivy is in 9th grade, which school's almost done with.
Yeah.
And my wife is a graphic designer. She owns her own company, websites, logos, graphic design, marketing, kind of stuff like that.
There you go.
So yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
And then, so kind of talking about, you mentioned church and stuff. I know you've traveled a lot here. Well, at least recently you just went on a mission trip and all that. So where'd you go recently for that mission trip? Was that in Appalachia or?
Yeah. So we just did a actually youth trip to Fort Caswell, which is right by Oak Island. That was a youth trip, but the mission trip was in Kentucky, in the Appalachian Mountains in Kentucky. I forget the town's name. It's called ASP, Appalachia Service Project. So helping those who are in need, in our backyard, with their home, whether it's inside, outside. And adults and youth would go there for a week, and, we have a project to complete. And it's not about completing the project on time. It's about doing that, but also getting to know the family, right, and building those relationships. So it's a multifaceted kind of service.
Yeah.
So.
And then I know something you've talked about before is trying to be a better Christian every day. So is that kind of part of your what you're striving for, right? Trying to go on mission trips and.
Sure. Yeah. So that. But because you asked 3 things, right?
Yeah.
So one thing is to actually put down to be a better Christian. Not many people say that, so just trying to say that out loud or on a video. But yeah, try to do good, try to give back to the community, try to be a better person each day. With family, with community, with work.
And is that like something that you try and do every day, like physically say it and write it down, like to be a better Christian, or?
No.
Okay. Or are you just do like
but
actions?
to improve on it.
Okay.
Yeah, to improve on it. Because I could start a day where there's a crisis at work and you just jump right into it, or
Right.
oh, I got to go to CrossFit and then this, and then you forget about it. So it's just kind of in the back of my mind to, I answer that question. I took the opportunity. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Say it out loud.
What I guess, how do you, talking about like that and work and stuff like that, how do you balance there to be a time for that? Like, do you make that like the first thing you do? You try and make sure you do something every morning, or is it like you just kind of as the day goes on, or is that still a work in progress?
Yeah, so I'm not a book reader, so obviously there's the Bible that have a hard time reading and understanding. So there's actually a online website called Bible Project, and they give these kind of short videos, so I can understand that. Right, you watch a short video, you listen, you hear. So I'm trying to do that. Some days I do it, some days I don't. But I try to do that.
Yeah, so kind of just like different ways of learning about it, learning more things, and trying to use that knowledge, I guess, in that day or something along those lines.
Right. And I'm not going to pick up a book and read it and. Obviously the Bible's kind of complicated, so I'm definitely not going to understand something complicated. But something short, sweet, to the point, summary, I can comprehend that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, so did that kind of also lead you, because this is also something I didn't know, to adopting both of your daughters?
Yes and no. Our first decision was not to adopt. It was to have, a family. Mm-hmm. But having a family, for us didn't work out kind of the normal way. So what options do we have? Well, there's adoption. So we went down that road, and talk about faith. Everything kind of is out of your hands. So you just go through the process and procedure, and we had a match that fell through, right?
Even before your two daughters now?
Yeah. And that's just how it goes. We went through the process and, prayed, and, it's going to happen on its own. And even after the fact, there's still things can happen after you adopt that are still out of your control. So you just have to, roll with it until those dates pass, and then it's official.
And then how long did you adopt your daughters, when they were young or when they were older, or?
Day one.
Day one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Day one. Yeah, for us. I mean, there's probably a million ways to adopt. So yeah, for us it was day one.
There you go. And then how's that been? Has it been like, would you do it any differently, or I guess?
No, I wouldn't. It's it's not easy. It's tough. It's not again, it wasn't our first choice, but we wanted to have a family, so this was the route that we went with. And I don't see them as adopted. I mean, there are kids. I mean, but you were you asked a few questions for this interview, so that that's kind of what I put down, because it's not something I advertise, but just letting you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's something I had no idea. I mean, I knew about your two daughters, and we've talked about them before and stuff, and I had no idea. And I know something else that like Carrie really wanted to ask is like how that being a role model for your daughters is important, right? And then like, why is that important for you to be a role model for your daughters? And I guess, how do you think how do you try and be a role model for your daughters?
Sure. Well, for parents out there, it's tough. Right? Parents aren't perfect. I've seen that commercial. So, like trying to be a better Christian, right? Doing the right things. I'm sure there's a lot of things I did wrong. These trips that we go on with church, I feel are important. And it's not really a requirement for them. It's something that they want to do.
Okay.
Right? So that's, I mean, if they didn't want to do it, that'd be different. but we give them the opportunity, and if it's something that's forced on, they're not going to learn, probably appreciate it as much. So I mean, just nothing special that probably any other parent doesn't do. We just try to set the example, offer advice. I'm sure the kids probably sometimes don't want to talk to parents, right? Being teenagers and stuff like that. Just dealing with that, and just doing the best you can.
Right. And then why is it important for you to be a role model for your daughters?
At least for me, so they can grow up and to be better than me, right? I'm sure if you look back in time, I would like to hope that my parents were better off than their parents, and et cetera, and for me the same thing. If they can be 10 times better than me,
Great.
That's what I want. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. It's awesome. And then some other cool things that we've talked about before is like you're really into history, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked about kind of like how you seek out medals, right, or people that have been honored or gifted medals, but they never received it.
Sure.
Right?
So yes, I like history, American history. Just something I have an enjoyment with, a passion. Maybe that's a book I could read, is a history book. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Right, because it's interesting. But yeah, so I volunteer for a group called Veterans Legacy Foundation. And what we do is we honor the legacy of a veteran. And a lot of our time, we're helping veterans who maybe came home from World War II and just never received any of their medals or recognition because you came home from a war and you just went back to your job.
Yeah.
Right? And then 70, 80 years later, families asking questions and tell me about World War II, what medals or honors or did you receive? And they say, well, I never received them. So we help those veterans or veterans' family with those types of medals, or even to justify they could be a recipient of an award. So doing research through various archives online and putting a justification together that we feel that based on what happened and these records, they could be a recipient of the award, right? And we actually submit it through a North Carolina senator, and then they submit it to the appropriate military branch.
That's cool. And then how'd you get into that? Was that through just your interest in American history, or just kind of stumbled upon it, or?
Stumbled upon it in the News and Observer. So I read about this organization and thought, wow, let me reach out to them and let them know that I like doing history and research, and if they need help, and they took my offer.
There you go.
Yeah.
And how long have you been working with them now?
I'd say maybe 10 years. Yeah.
Still enjoy it?
Yeah.
What's maybe like the coolest person that you've bestowed a medal to?
So something I never knew about is that we were the 82nd Airborne out of Fort Bragg was involved with the Dominican Republic Civil War in 1965. I had no idea. So they sent troops down there, and I help what they call a paratrooper, someone who jumps out of the planes.
Yeah.
On a bronze star with valor, and he felt that because of what he did, saving this soldier's life, he thought he would never be recognized, and for him, that was a very important piece, and he felt very complete after that. So I felt very honored that I could help.
Yeah, help him feel complete and help him feel whole. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it kind of leads you down other little rabbit holes and figuring out new things about American history, or like you said, people, how we were into some other country's Civil War, or helped out here, helped out there, or completing someone, making them whole.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so, talking about making people whole and stuff. What was the biggest challenge for you before joining the TCF family?
Yeah, I joined during COVID. So COVID, with probably everyone not feeling motivated or being inside your house all the time, just gaining weight, all stress and things like that. So for me, one is, like I said before, I drove past here many times. I saw the place. This would be good for me to go to. It's a structured place, very knowledgeable. So that over the years, plus the COVID, because I wasn't going into work, they have a gym at work, so I would, in my schedule, kind of take a quick break, 30-minute break, go run or go work out, and I couldn't really do that. So probably a combination of a few things led me to come here. So and like I said, I've been here a year and a half. And just keep coming through that front door.
Yeah,
that's the important thing.
As long as you make it in there, or through there, then that's all that matters. Yeah. You just got to get yourself here.
That's right.
And so, kind of, what positive impacts have you seen since joining the TCF family?
Yeah, positive. Healthier, stronger. Still not where I want to be, but those are good things.
It's always a work in progress, right?
Probably more conscious of what I eat. So that's kind of the body piece. The other piece is there's a member here that goes to my church, so it's good to catch up with him. Meeting new people. They're in the same boat as I. Just trying to feel better and be healthier, right? Just regular people, not maybe what you see in the commercials and where it's like a hardcore kind of place, right? This is a very welcoming and I think impactful place. Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's like all people very similar to you, or very similar backgrounds, or they have very similar goals or something along those lines, right? And it's like you're just in here all striving for the same thing, just trying to be better. Right. Trying to improve yourself each and every day, trying to be better than what you were yesterday. And also just walking in through that front door.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
There you go. And then, is there anything specific you would say to somebody that's like on the fence about joining?
Yeah, I mean, I would say you could read about something on a website. You can maybe watch a video like this, but you just go and try it out. I mean, that's probably the best way.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then you don't have to come anymore. You choose another place. But try it out, right? No matter what, you'll be exercising and it'll be good for you. And the question to you is, is this a good fit? So try it out would be my answer.
Yeah. Just give it a shot. Give it a try.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can see how it goes and all that stuff. And even if it's, like you said, even if it's not CrossFit, right? Just do something.
Right.
You're going for a run, maybe do a 110 high hurdle or something like that. Or
if you're flexible enough, right?
Or just go for a run, walk, just do something. It's super important to just keep moving.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. Anything else you want to add, Jim?
No, thanks for this opportunity. And like I said, I've enjoyed coming here, and I'll keep on coming. And that's it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And congrats on being July's Member of the Month.
Thank you.
Glad that the people got to know a little bit more about you, man.
Yeah, thank you. All right.